story of war and friendship. A story of a love that can never be. And a hatred that always was.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the unfortunate times when trailers spoiled major moments in video games.
We're rich! Oh, we are going to the major leagues, Jackie!
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Cain was the first man ever to strike down another.
Call of Duty is all about the big explosive set pieces, and Modern Warfare 2 has its fair share of great ones. The sub-series mostly dealt with things happening in other countries, but a late-game mission brought the war to the US, peaking with an attack on the White House. This was a great moment of jaw-dropping spectacle, but the reveal of where the mission was taking you had some of the wind taken out of its sails by a trailer released 1 month before the game. The preview, titled Infamy, featured a shot of the White House surrounded by flames and debris. There was plenty of hype already surrounding the sequel, so the decision to show this climactic moment is a strange one. Kingdom Hearts 3. Fans had been waiting an awfully long time to get their hands on Kingdom Hearts 3. Square Enix could have shown the bare minimum, and still, the game would have sold like hotcakes. And yet the studio decided to show off way too much in its trailers. It was revealed that Aqua, a long-lost Keyblade wielder, had been corrupted and turned evil.
There's a high price to pay for wielding such power foolishly.
So what?
There was also a lot shown of the Keyblade graveyard, featuring scenes that happened late in the game. The Keyblade War that resulted in such a graveyard is a major piece of the series' overall lore, and there are a great deal of fans who would have preferred to wait and see it all in the final game.
I know you don't.
Quake IV.
I hear their voices when I sleep.
The Quake games have never been heavy on story, but the fourth entry made a bigger push in narrative for its single-player mode. It was still fairly simple, following a sci-fi marine in a battle against a villainous alien race known as the Strogg. However, a mid-game twist saw you get captured and experimented on by the Strogg in an attempt to make you turn sides. Of course, you're set free, now with more abilities to use against your enemies. This could have come as quite the shock, and did, unless you watched the game's trailer. Not only did players catch glimpses of your character's forced surgery, but on-screen text clearly stated, to defeat the Strogg, you had to become one of them. Resident Evil 6. Outside of the smaller section following Ada Wong, Resident Evil 6 featured 3 main campaigns. One where you played as Leon Kennedy, another as Chris Redfield, and a third as new character Jake Muller. Players may have been curious as to who this new protagonist was, but the trailers took that mystery and absolutely obliterated it.
So, you're Wesker Jr.
You lost me.
The first trailer made clear the significance of his blood while also showcasing his impressive combat feats. If this led you to guess he may have some relation to series villain Albert Wesker, the next trailer confirmed it. In fact, it outright states that Wesker is his father. There were a lot of issues with RE6, but Capcom still could have tried to keep that bit secret.
Albert Wesker was a colossal imbecile, a fool who tried to destroy the world. He was also your father.
Portal 2. Admittedly, the twist spoiled in Portal 2's trailer happens fairly on in the game, but we still believe if it had remained secret, it would have made for a monumental moment in-game. The first Portal ends with you destroying the AI villain GLaDOS. 3 years later, the announcement trailer at E3 2010 began with GLaDOS getting reactivated.
It's been a long time.
There were plenty of other elements to showcase. New companion Wheatley for one, or some of the many puzzles in the single-player or co-op modes. There was enough there to comprise a trailer without showing GLaDOS, which would have made her revival all the more impactful. That scene is obviously still incredible, as is the game, but going into it not knowing about her return would have made for a huge surprise.
But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster.
Shadow of the Colossus. The climax of Shadow of the Colossus sees Wander killed by Lord Emmon and his men for the crime of felling 16 colossi. However, Dorman, the spirit who commanded him to do so on the promise he'd revive Mono, fuses with his body, forming a horned, shadowy creature. Lord Emmon is able to seal Dorman away, and Mono lives. Unfortunately, one of the game's trailers included a lot of important moments from when this happens. We see Lord Emmon and his men, the fused form of Dorman and Wander, and Mono opening her eyes. It's all quick and without context, but it still seems like the marketing team could have left it out just to be safe. Cyberpunk 2077.
You made it. You blowing up all over the news. Are you alone?
I just want the money.
Cyberpunk 2077 opens with a sequence where you and your best friend, and literal partner in crime, Jackie Wells, witness a murder. You then have to make a thrilling escape, which you do, but poor Jackie breathes his last in the getaway car. Jackie's death was shown in one of the game's several trailers.
Oh, we are going to the major leagues, Jackie. Jack?
Oh, shit.
While this moment does happen early on in a pretty huge game, it could have been a strong early twist. He's set up to be an important part of V's life, but the whole of his screen time, we knew he was going to die. Going into that opening act without knowing Jackie's fate would have allowed us to get closer to him, amplifying his demise.
It's gonna be alright, huh? You'll see Misty, your mom, everyone you love.
Dead Space.
We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening.
Dead Space is known for its freakish enemy designs. They build up in ferocity and potential to disgust, leading to the final confrontation with the Hive Mind. The final boss is a hulking behemoth with plenty of tendrils and teeth. Unfortunately, the launch trailer of Dead Space spoiled the reveal of Isaac Clarke's final obstacle.
The future of our race ends here.
In general, we'd prefer it if trailers kept any part of a game's finale a secret, but that's especially the case for a game built around the shocking appearances of your enemies. Maybe it was the fact that Dead Space was an unproven IP, or maybe the marketing team wanted to overpack the trailer with excitement. Either way, it was a mistake.
I'm sorry about everything. I wish I could just talk to someone.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
They're hunting the Jedi. But I'm done hiding.
Far greater a sin for a trailer to commit is to spoil your surprise final boss when they're a pop culture icon. The placement of Fallen Order in the Star Wars chronology would have been impossible to keep secret, given Order 66 is built into the protagonist's backstory. So, Darth Vader showing up wasn't out of the question. Still, to spoil his appearance at the very end, a scene which is clearly set up to be a surprise in-game, was entirely unnecessary. People were already excited about the game, and if they needed villains to show, the Inquisitors should have been more than enough. His appearance is an incredible moment that could have been far greater had we not seen it coming.
I won't let you take those children.
Final Fantasy VII. It is beyond us that anyone thought spoiling a major character death in Final Fantasy VII was a good idea. There are a lot of noteworthy moments in the game, but chief among them is when Sephiroth kills Aerith, the lovable flower girl and invaluable party healer. It is still one of the most memorable deaths of any video game, so it's really a shame for anyone who saw a particular TV ad. The death itself isn't shown, but the scene of Cloud holding Aerith in a pool of water, with her eyes closed, is.
A story of a love that can never be.
The ad's narrator also hammered home the fact that Aerith was dead, calling it a story of a love that can never be. What video game trailer spoiled a big moment for you? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to MojoPlays for more great gaming videos every day.
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.